I want to talk about one more thing here about our transport window. Now here in our transport window, I have two more items I want to talk about. This is the cue record here in the dub and alternate. Now when I'm recording, I may want to make a dub, adding an extra note lane, or I might want to use a new alternative take. It's a new take to replace the other one. And these are two options here. Now below that we have here, this is our quantize during recording. So sometimes you're recording and you want to make sure you're quantizing. You want to have this free feel where you're playing something, you're not too sure if it's going to fall in line perfectly because you get that human feel. And so sometimes you want to have reason just to actually quantize what's going in. As you remember, I went here to the tool window and went to show tool window here, and we have this option here, the first one amongst these tools right here, which are sequencer tools. We have the quantize. So the value for the quantize is set here. As you can see, we're from half notes to quarter, eighth notes, eighth note triplets, 16 note triplets, 32nd notes, 32nd note triplets, and 64th notes and shuffle. So I was to the 16 right there. We have the amount and random and ticks, and quantize during recording is checked right there. See that? Okay, good. So I'm going to quantize recording. That's how I do it. If not, I'll just undo it right there. As you work with Reason, it's important for you to get more familiar with the transport keyboard commands, and mostly all the keyboard commands. You'll move much faster, and it'll be easier to create rather than having to keep going back and clicking here and moving a mouse. And here on page 93 in the manual, you'll see all the main keyboard commands for the transport section. As you can see, as we always know that play is a space bar, and we can go play and stop. Rewind is 4. Fast forward is 5. So try to remember most of the stuff I use here, and I use it during the session. So while you are working with Reasons, I think you might be just starting out, but as you get further into it, learn your keyboard commands. Now sometimes you have a device that's not an instrument, like a reverb or a delay or whatever, and these are non-instrument devices, and they're called effects, of course. But you may need to add some automation for those devices. So you may need to take it and you want to get a track for it. Take it and say, well, look, I need a track for that one. So here I have this digital reverb, as you can see there. And I'll flip to the back side of this. And you see it's going from here directly into my send, my return right here. Then we'll go back to the front. It says reverb here, right? So, but I may need to put that into the track somewhere so I can automate it, add some sort of effect where the reverb turns a little bit, changes a little bit in the middle of the song somehow. You never know. So to do that, I'll just go here, I'll click on it, and now I get this device context menu, right? This is a right click, of course, too. And I can search on it, and I'll see right, it says create track for reverb. And I did, and put it right there. So now this reverb has its own track. Let me pull this up some more. And the reverb has its own track right here. Of course, I can move tracks around like anything else. You can always grab a track, grab it from here in this end. I can move it down to here. Let's grab it here. Move it there. I can move this up. And I'm going to maybe move this one up too. So you can move tracks around obviously too, as you can see. And so once it's here, I can start adding automation to this instrument. I probably can select it and I can get automation stuff here. I can go right back here and I can look at my automation parameters and I see the automation parameters for that reverb. I may click them all. So I'm ready to automate, I'm ready to go. I'll press OK here, and now I have the automation lanes ready to go for the reverb. And of course, this is a non-instrument device. And I can also, if I don't like, I can say, well, look, I'm not too sure. The algorithm I won't need. I cut it out. So I can get rid of lanes as I go along or add them back later on too if I'd like to. Now, we also, in our window here, we also have, of course, the mute, and we have the solo, and we have the enable to record. So mixer, we'll do that in the mixer, though. We'll do it here, of course. So you can record and mute a particular track if you'd like to.